Good. Well, good morning. My name's Steve Freeman, and I'll be the moderator today. I'm from Peachtree City, Georgia, which is just south of Atlanta. And we have three great panelists here today. They all have three different business models. And so I'd like to just maybe start with ladies first. And Alyssa, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you've been in the business with EXP, what kind of volume you've done, maybe the number of transactions as well. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay.
Yes. Hear you.
Alyssa, are you able to hear us?
We lost her.
We lost her.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and go to Jake. Jake, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and all?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Jake Rockwell with the Rockwell Group, Southern Oregon. Been in the business for almost 7 years, and I run a team of about 20 agents, about 300 transactions a year for close to 100 million. And yeah, been with EXP for almost 2 years, coming up May 1st.
Awesome. Those are some fantastic numbers. Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So happy to be here. I've been practicing for 36 years, and I've been with EXP for almost two and a half years, November of 2017, kind of ICON twice, and almost to my third one now, and do about 50 transactions a year. So just excited to be here.
That's awesome. We actually joined almost the same time, Jeff. I joined in October 2017, so we're right there together.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah. Alyssa, did we get you back? I see her typing.
Is this supposed to be a slide, guys? Or
No,
just
ma'am. Can't hear Alyssa. Huh. Okay. Maybe we'll slide back to Alyssa when I don't know why we can't. But Alyssa, if you ever do, just talk over. If we hear you, we'll jump back to you. So, you know, we all know that we heard it just there from Sylvia about the COVID and in shelter. So tell us a little bit about each of your situations, Jeff. What is your current situation as far as that goes?
You know, we're in a shelter in place state, but real estate has been considered an essential business activity. So, you know, we're running at about 60% capacity. I'm actually amazed that pricing and multiple offers and buyer and listing activity, you know, primarily listing activity is our vacant homes. But I'm just amazed at the resilience so far.
And it's been that way from a lot of people I've talked to across the country. So would you say that if you had, let's just say it was 10 listings, how many of those would have been vacant?
Normally at least 50%. So I do have some listings that were hanging on the sideline waiting for this to stabilize because they are occupied, and you know, I just don't feel right about putting my clients at risk for having people come in the house every single day.
And then that's I think everybody's getting that. It's a fine line of doing the business and then also building that relationship with somebody and telling them it might not be the right time for them. Jake, tell me a little bit about what you're going through right now.
Yeah, we're in a similar situation as Jeff, stay at home but essential, and our team has been extremely resilient in really staying out there. I think with our agents, we're working with about 40 buyers. Listings have been pretty strong, taking probably about 30 listings in the last month, and you know, we're trying to really, we're leading in our area. We're, you know, the number one team in our area, and so we're really trying to capitalize on giving back to the community and being front and center to provide information to small businesses and help them. And so we're really taking this time to get out there more and help people, and that has opened up a lot of conversations for our team as well.
And
Doing a lot of virtual stuff as well, virtual open houses, virtual showings, a lot of Matterport tours and so forth.
that's exactly what I was about to ask you. What kind of things have you done to incorporate the new model into your business now that you maybe weren't doing 2 months ago?
The virtual open houses, I was really excited to kind of see how those go. And what's neat about those is your agent now spends 30 to 45 minutes doing an open house, and you may not get all the visitors on the Facebook Live or the Zoom Live that you do it on, but you get so many more views after the fact. And especially if it's done through Facebook, you've got potential conversations to have. If you get 100, 200 views of that open house after it was live, you now have people to have conversations with. I know we did one, and it immediately got a showing the next day from it. And so I would imagine we will continue doing virtual open houses well after this is all over, just to kind of throw an extra marketing at it.
Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, we're really digging into our database and just having meaningful conversations with our past clients or client database. And it's not about selling real estate. It's just a matter of making sure they're okay, if there's anything we can do to help them. And then second, I have a homeownership grant program that I've funded, and which is available across the country. But we've been really hitting the Facebook marketing on that, thinking that this is going to be over in another 60, 90 days, and we just want to be pumped for the demand when it comes back.
So there was a question in there, Jeff, about Jake, I'm sorry, about how are you doing your virtuals? I actually just did one too, but I'm gonna let you share how you did yours first.
Yeah, so we've done two different kinds. First is one where we didn't really want to be at the house. We've got one listing with some elderly owners, and so rather than doing the virtual open house there, we did a virtual open house via Zoom and Matterport tour, where our agents sat at their desk at their home, walked through the Matterport tour very slowly through Zoom, and then that you can actually stream that right to Facebook Live so that it actually hits Facebook too. So that's one way, Zoom, Matterport via Facebook, or stream to Facebook. And then the other is just doing a regular Facebook Live from the home. So one agent at the home, walking through, talking about the features of the home, answering any questions that come up from people that are watching at that time, and really doing like an extravagant, or an extended long video, really, and talking about all the features that you would do maybe on a new listing, but doing it Facebook Live so that it hits a lot of viewers after the fact. So those are the two ways we're doing virtual open houses.
So when you do the Zoom, are you putting a invite with the Zoom invite anywhere, or are you just streaming that back to Facebook Live so they can only either go Facebook, seeing the Zoom, or can they do both?
So we'll do an event on Facebook that has the Zoom link in the event, so that way people know. And the key with doing a Facebook event is you got people that are going to hit going, or maybe you're not able, and if we can get people to hit going, Facebook will automatically obviously remind them that they have an event coming up, and that Zoom link's right there in the event page. And then we'll send out that same Zoom link and invitation to our database. We'll boost it on our Facebook page, and forth. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. And then I will say that, there's a lot of people that are using Zoom now and that live feed. So not that I'm promoting anything, but a good fallback to have just in case it doesn't load up is StreamYard. You can do the exact same thing on the Facebook if it's not loading, just FYI. So Jeff, I see a question in here about, could you expand a little bit more on your homeownership grant program?
Yeah, so about a year ago, I started a grant program which provides 1% of the purchase price to home buyers, and we're using it primarily as a client generation means through KV Core. So, love to have additional conversation, outside this forum with anybody interested. Just ping me on Workplace or through my email address. I'd be happy to send you a white sheet on it.
I'm sure that'd be very helpful since you're able to do it across the country. So let's talk about this real quick. It kind of came up a little bit. The objections that you're getting today, with the COVID-19, should you wait to buy? Should you wait to sell? How are you all, if you need to overcome it, how are you just addressing it in general? Jeff, why don't you go first, Jeff, since you were there?
Yeah. No, it's definitely, as our situation continues on, it's certainly becoming more and more of a conversation. I've got buyers that are very active right now, just thankful and have a need to buy a home, and pricing integrity seems to be there. We're still getting a lot of multiple offers, but I do have a growing sideline buyer bucket where they're just saying, boy, I think that prices could go down $50,000, $100,000. We're in such a high tech zone that we're in our own ecosystem here in the greater Seattle area that we're just not seeing any trends where prices are going down. So, unfortunately, it is a tough conversation. As a professional, it's it'd be nice if they took your advice, but sometimes they just have to lose to learn. So I'm still trying to figure that one out.
How about you, Jake?
Yeah, when it comes to buyers, rates are still good. Obviously we've got some little hiccups going on in the lending side of things, but rates are still good, and if people need to buy homes, we still have quite a bit of activity there. And do you wait for uncertainty? Do you wait? Who knows what's going to happen in the real estate industry? Really, we're at a peak. Yeah, there's a good chance that we could have some kind of downturn. We're due for that, but does that downturn and lower prices come with higher interest rates? We don't know, and so all we know is what we know right now. And the same conversations with sellers. We've got buyers right now. This is where the market's at. This is where the demand is at. In 6 months from now, who knows? The prices could be down. It's probably unlikely that they're going to jump drastically in the next year. So if people need to sell in the next 2 years, we're letting people know that now's a good time still to get it on the market. And yeah, traffic will be a little bit lower with the stay-at-home stuff, but it's you never know when that perfect buyer is going to be right there. So
Can you hear me now?
Hey, Alyssa, we can.
Welcome.
Great. So sorry. My computer, I guess, crashed. I don't know. It's not working.
Well, good time. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll kind of bring everybody back up to speed.
Well, my name's Alicia Cook. I'm from the Oklahoma City area. I did about 50 transactions last year, just shy of 12 million. I've been in real estate for 4 years and 2 years with EXP.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. So tell us one thing that we talked about, and you can add to this too, is what is anything that you started doing differently today in the last, that you would not have been doing back in January?
Honestly, for me, it's just taking more precautions. As far as my listings go, making sure people are all pre-approved that come through the houses, hand sanitizer booties, making sure lights are turned on at my listings, making sure there's time spaced apart between showings for my sellers, so that we can sanitize and just make sure everyone stays safe here.
Awesome. Have you increased any kind of video into your business as well?
I always provide video on all of my stuff. So I really wouldn't say that I have increased my video because I've been doing it.
Gotcha. And I know I heard Sylvia talk about that. She was, or before this, that she was struggling, with some anxiety and all. And somebody challenged me this the other day, and it was to make 5 video calls or messages to somebody per day, so that you can actually kind of interact with them and see more than just text messages going back and forth. And it gets you very relatable to video if you're struggling with it.
I actually took drama and debate in school so that I was comfortable doing video and talking to lots of people. So I'm pretty comfortable on video and stuff like that with people.
So just real quickly, again, what is the current status and state as far as shelter in place?
We are considered essential here. So I think, at least until April 30th. I shouldn't say it's business as usual. The market's still moving pretty good here. None of my sellers or buyers have wanted to take a break. I do know some others have wanted to, but we're still kind of rocking and rolling, just trying to be a little bit safer.
And I'll ask this too, Jeff. Has your MLS changed any? I know that, like where we're at, they've now put an on hold status. They've added extra streaming live portions to our MLS port there. Have they done any of that with you guys' MLSs?
Yeah, probably the biggest change in the Northwest MLS is it's required that all showings go through showing time, or you've got to have an appointment with the listing broker. So that's a huge change. A little bit of a challenge sometimes to track down the listing broker to get an appointment in a timely manner. So that's been the biggest shift. And then only 2 people can be in the home at one time. So usually I'm kind of hanging out by the front door and letting them go into the house. So totally different little shift there.
What about you, Jake?
Not a lot of difference. I mean, obviously we can't schedule open houses on MLS. We have most of our listings. We've got to sign. We have to sign, the COVID, notices and get that stuff out. But not a lot of change in our MLS.
MLS, anything for you?
Only thing is we can't have open houses. They now added a thing that we can do virtual open houses.
I think that I see a lot of MLSs across the country starting to adapt that as well. And I know this is kind of a off the cuff question, but have anybody seen your inventories as far as new listings rise up more than what it was, maybe this time last year?
I'm a little bit lighter myself in Seattle, probably by a half a dozen listings, just because of the occupancy status. Got a bunch of them just hanging in the sideline.
And Jeff?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I think we're pretty similar to last year. Like I said, we took a lot of listings in the last month, but a lot of that's the work from the month to prior. We do have a few people that are kind of holding a little bit, but then we also had a few people wanting to jump ahead that were waiting till higher spring market that would have normally happened. And so I think we're pretty steady with last year.
How about you, Alicia?
I would say we're down just a tad bit. It's still pretty strong here, especially in the lower price point area. I just signed 5 new, listings to go to market, and they're kind of excited because they don't have to compete, they feel like.
Yeah, and like Jake was saying earlier, I mean, there's still a lot of people that are in the market to buy. The interest rates are great. These are prime time, really. And I know, Jeff, you said this too. I've got the same thing. Do the prices move back down? And that's kind of why I ask about that inventory. I think as long as the inventory doesn't change where it's overloaded and it's still under, there's a short supply, it doesn't give the buyer market much room to move.
Now we're 40% down from this time last year in available inventory. So yeah, we came into the year already low. So that's, I think, what's really kept the price integrity there.
So I think that, we're getting close to the top of the hour. So let's kind of wrap it up with, what do you foresee, or what do you hope to see happen in the next, 6 months? Where do you think that we're going, and how do you plan to kind of address it? And we'll go ladies first, since you were the last one in, Alicia, with what you're going to do.
Really, for me, is just keeping in touch with my sphere. I'm pretty much a referral-based business anyway. So kind of the same things. I feel like I'm just going to continue on doing, still providing, just top-notch customer service, be forward-facing, let people know that it's okay. I mean, I don't think we're going to be back to normal in a while. So just provide as much support as I can to agents alike in my market, and provide great service to my buyers and sellers.
Jake, how about you?
Yeah, so I think there's a really big opportunity right now for people. There's a lot of, there may be sellers and buyers hanging on the sidelines, but there's a lot of realtors hanging on the sidelines, just kind of wait and just kind of, deer in the headlights look at, waiting to see what's going to happen. And I agree. I don't think we're going to have full back to normal for a long time. And so, but we can't just sit around and wait for things to get back to normal, because they're not going to ever be quite normal like what we're used to. Things are always changing in our world, and so you gotta get out there. And I think right now, while people are sitting on the sidelines, get public. We're doing just a ton of different things social wise. We're sending out press releases. We're on the news with our gift card program. We did a Easter coloring contest that hit the news, and now we're putting out inspirational signs for yard signs this week, to where people can put a yard sign in their yard just for inspirational reasons, and it's just getting out there right now. Even if it doesn't equate into sales right now, it'll make you so much stronger when things do pick back up and change. It's just I think it's an incredible opportunity to become a leader in your community.
Well, I got to tell you, I love that inspirational yard signs. That I wrote that note myself. Thank you very much for that. I'll be calling my sign company today.
Yep, we printed 100 of them, and we just got them yesterday. We probably got 30 or 40 of them that people want. I told them, I said, I'll print 1,000 of them if people want to put them in the yards. And basically all it is a sign. Ours just says, "We've got this," and then pound or hashtag stronger together. And then it's sponsored by our company and by the sign company that's doing it, a well-known sign company in our area. And it's just and you could do different. Some people might do Hope Matters or Beat COVID or whatever. But it's I think that's going to be a great deal for our company over the next few weeks with that.
Well, I think that may be the best thing I've heard in 2 weeks. Thank you for that. I'm really and truly, I'm going to make that call as soon as we hang up. So let's end it up with you, Jeff. What do you got?
Yeah. Hey, great stuff there, Jake. That's awesome. For me, a couple of things. One is, again, really digging into the database and making sure everybody's all right, make calls. Two is it's also a time to catch up on processes and, just to have some Zen time to work on the business a little bit. For me, every day is, as I say, we're not in the real estate business, we're in the client generation business. So I wake up every day super focused on that. So my biggest client generation means is a corporate affinity, just working with small, medium, large companies, generating clients at the workplace. And so I'm still able to interact with HR managers and decision makers just through Zoom and LinkedIn. So a little different twist, but still business as usual. And trying to build business for the sunnier days ahead.
I think that's great advice. I mean, I take on every single day thinking that I need to help try to be the beacon of light for everybody that's around me, stay positive, continue to breathe that to everyone else, because it's very easy to get caught up in the animosity of this and get very anxious. I like to run 95 miles an hour from sun up to sundown, and this has been a change for me as well. But making the video calls, and that has been a game changer for me. And I think that, like you said, the better days are ahead. Prepare for it. Do your CE. If you don't already have it, get your CE done now while you have some downtime. Don't wait for the last minute. And I think that's kind of the best advice that I could possibly give. And I can't thank you enough, Jake, for that sign thing. I really making that call. Jeff, thank you. And Alicia, thank you for contributing to this. I hope that we were able to help anybody. If you ever have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. You can hit me on Workplace, or you can text me. I'm available just about any time. So please feel free to use me as a lifeline if you need to.
Yeah, I just posted an image of that sign, and our sign company partnered in on the cost of it. So, and I'm happy to help anybody as well. Reach out anytime.
Steve, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you become a beacon of light in your community when you're just starting out as a new agent?
So, I mean, I think that for me, it's not a matter of being new. It's a matter of how do you present yourself and give people hope that things are going to be okay. And, math a lot of times is a good way to do it. If you want to take it today, there's 10 million people in the state of Georgia. We have 16,000 cases. That's way less than 1%. Are the numbers rising? Sure they are, but it's not as dark days as it could possibly be.
Thank you. I humbly admire your leadership, and that's why I asked you, because I want to be a neighborhood leader, and I'm trying all kind of video, FaceTime Live, and just trying to let people know that this is just temporary, and it's just a halt a bump in the roller coaster ride, and we'll get back up again. And so I just wanted to ask what you had, your perspective. If the
and anyone's ever welcome to use this, but I'll always, the wording that I always use is, I say that this is a hiccup and not a backup. There was no underlying reason that caused this. This is an illness that hit the entire world. Countries across the world are shut down. So, just keep staying positive. And it doesn't matter if you're 6 months into this. Your attitude is your altitude.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to cut out of here because I think we got somebody coming up right behind us. So thank you all for your time, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.